I'm seriously excited about this. Tag team.
Tag team. All right, tag team. You gotta say tag team.
You don't get customer service from your keyboard. An antique is actually an item that's over 100 years old.
I did not know that was the technical.
Yeah, that's a true antique. Anything over 100 years old.
Cool.
Anything 25 years or older is considered vintage. So
I'm looking at your tag here, and it says, because this is literally the words, so we're obsessed with the words here because we're keyword tagging. I feel like one of the keywords you might use is one of a kind.
yes, absolutely.
Or you probably have other one of a kind.
I have antiques, handcrafted items, because I have both vendors and consigners. And my vendors are people who do arts and crafts, and they resell their items in the store.
Well, look at this hat. That woman, Lindsay, would definitely be interested in this. It's very much her stuff. Whoa. Whoa, didn't expect that. What is that? What does this have a name, a style?
This is Brazilian.
It's a Brazilian hat. Brazilian hat.
It's a very interesting hat.
It's a nice hat. So you have, we're going to include jewelry. Is it vintage, antique, custom? What words go with jewelry here?
Now, most of the jewelry I have in here is either, on this particular cabinet, this is either new jewelry or vintage jewelry.
Okay.
And this particular vendor, she has everything from...
What's her name?
Her name is Julie Ferris.
Okay, so that's a specific specialty. Julie's name would be definitely a keyword, so that anyone in the country searching for Julie Ferris here at 992 Main Street Consignments.
There you go.
Yes.
And of course, she carries everything from your everyday, fun jewelry, which would be more on the low scale,
Okay.
to the higher end scale, like a set of pearls.
Whoa.
Which a lot of times we
Which
do a
one
lot
is
of
which
wedding
one is hers?
venues.
Is that hers there?
Yes, the pearls. With wedding venues,
Yeah.
a lot of times people will come in and buy pearls for the bride. So we always try to keep pearls on hand.
Those are real pearls.
Those are real pearls. And that is a real Gucci bag.
Oop, there we go.
And that
Is that vintage?
That is actually vintage.
Okay.
And that on the front is actually called a snaffle bit.
The
horse's snaffle bit.
Oh, that's what goes through their nose?
Through their mouth.
Through their mouth?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, which makes the purse quite unique.
That is, how much is a purse like that? It's more than $5.
Well, in my store, that purse would run you about $345.
Okay. That seems reasonable for vintage with things that horse equipment.
Yeah, that actually comes with an appraisal.
Nice.
Then on the other side, I'm going to take you to my other jewelry.
We have, okay, so before you go there, this is what we would call, what do you call this? Like wall decor? Like just in general,
Wall art.
Wall art. This is wall art. So if you're looking for wall art.
It could be anything from oil on canvas to a lithograph to just a print, frame print.
Okay.
We have a variety of different wall art.
Wall art.
Yeah.
This is wall art, and a lot of it, I should say.
Yeah.
We have very spacious walls here for it as well.
This particular piece here, as you see, this is from Mexico.
Okay.
What makes this very unique is this is on suede. And to do any kind of painting on suede would be extremely difficult.
It's painted.
Because it would bleed.
All right.
Okay.
You ready?
Come with me.
Okay. Excellent.
I'm going to introduce you to Jewelry by Rita.
Okay.
Rita is one of my vendors.
Okay.
And she does jewelry restoration and repair of vintage jewelry.
Excellent.
And her items are fun jewelry. Some of it, more expensive than others, but for the most part, it's affordable jewelry that's fun.
Let's take a look. So she's kind of customizes the jewelry, or
some of it she has
restores
repurposed or upcycled into a new type of jewelry or other items, she has brought it back to its original glory. And she takes items. I'm trying to find a piece of paper here that I can. Here we go.
They're all very sparkly.
Yeah. For example, she takes these old watches that have seen better days, and she creates jewelry out of those.
How cool is
the
that?
Watches. Yeah, that's pretty neat. It's a fun piece of jewelry.
You can have all the time in the world. All right.
Yeah, there you go. David is an interesting craftsman because David actually studied under a master craftsman, wood craftsman, in Germany when he was stationed there in the Air Force.
David Sessions.
Yes.
Okay.
And so some more of David's items is one item in particular that's my favorite is the
Ooh, look at that.
cowboy hat.
Wow.
This was carved out of a solid piece of oak. And you can see it's pretty thin.
This is all David Sessions as well?
Yeah, these are all David's.
If you're in need of a wooden goblet, this is where we go.
And even this bowl right here, this would be nice for a centerpiece on a table. This is actually walnut, and you can see the black walnuts here.
And is that?
Those are black
Oh, yeah.
walnuts. Yeah. So, you know, he's
That's
a
pretty cool.
very creative artist.
Nice.
Pine cones get very large out in the Pacific Northwest. David
Okay.
Sessions is one of my wood carvers. Now, my other wood carver...
So wood carving would probably be a keyword there.
Yes,
maybe?
wood carvers under arts and crafts. You know, again, this falls under the rustic, the cabin, but primarily arts and crafts.
Arts and crafts, right?
Yeah.
We're sticking with arts and crafts.
Now, these right here, these are pine knots.
Okay.
And my other wood carver, Rick Rivera, he does all of these carvings out of pine knots.
Okay.
And another thing that Rick did that was really kind of cool was the golf balls.
Oh, yeah.
These are real popular among the golfers.
Tip is there we yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
there you
like
go.
Yeah. There we go. Nice.
Yeah.
So it's carving the innards of a golf ball.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And those are quite popular among the golfers. Those are raccoons.
Raccoons.
Sort of peeking out of a, you know, out of a tree, a hole of in a tree.
Nice.
Another one of my arts and crafts people, and her name is Angela McDowell.
Angela McDowell.
And Angela does a lot of farmhouse arts and crafts. And she'll do these little signs that people can hang in their home.
Okay.
Another item that she does, getting ready for Christmas holidays, is the wreaths with the old window,
Okay.
which is very festive.
Yeah.
We're just now restocking, getting ready for the holidays. We're restocking a lot of our vendors.
Okay.
And this particular vendor here, her name is Trudy McFerrin, and she's with the Snowman Store.
Okay. The
And-
Snowman Store, so that's a key word.
Yes. And these are very, very nice. The goat milk soap, and that's by Sassafras Springs, Kendall with Sassafras Springs.
Okay.
And Kendall actually owns a goat farm in Robbinsville. Of course, we got the jams.
Oh, and jams. Hillbilly
have-
D'lights.
Yeah, Hillbilly D'lights homemade jams.
Nice.
So, and of course we have honey.
Gotta have
This
honey.
is Stockbridge Farms honey, and he also did the candles here out of beeswax.
So locally sourced, maybe, or local,
Yes, locally sourced
or like.
products.
Okay, great. And what about these?
Those are David Sessions birdhouses, and a lot of people buy those when they're traveling for gifts. This one here is actually African antelope. This coat is actually from the 30s. Most of these coats are vintage coats. You know, they're from the 30s, the 40s, the 50s. This one here, this is leather and fox.
Whoa. That is a fancy coat.
It is. This is a very, very nice coat.
How much do these coats cost new, usually?
This coat here, if you were to go and buy it new, $3,000.
So would we add fur coats to your search
Yeah,
terms?
absolutely. I actually have a lot of people who buy fur coats.
And so if anyone in this entire area were searching for fur coats, or anyone in the country really wants to know everyone who's selling fur coats locally in the country, they could just type in fur coats and find
Yeah,
you.
It's
It's perfect.
Ironically, most of the people I sell fur coats to are from Florida.
What we have here is
These are the possums.
possums.
Yeah.
Yay, possums!
This
These
is
guys
a-
get such a bad rap. They get knocked on the highway.
This is actually a hand puppet,
Oh, that is pretty cool.
and he is just so cool.
Does he talk? What does he
Yeah,
say?
see?
Hey, buddy.
Piece of furniture
They're
here.
marsupials.
Yes. This particular piece of furniture here, I would say it would fall under the furniture category, but also arts and crafts. This particular piece is handmade. Arts and crafts is something that was handcrafted by an individual. It's very labor intensive.
So this is also one of a kind in a
It
way.
is.
That
This is a one of a-
cabinet here
This
is one of
cabinet
them.
is a one of a kind.
It's not.
gentleman?
This was not manufactured.
No. This is under the farmhouse category.
Okay.
Rustic or farmhouse.
Rustic.
Interior design.
Rustic farmhouse might be search terms we
Yes.
could use.
Yeah. And oftentimes we get appliances.
Would this be called a vintage appliance?
This is definitely a vintage appliance.
Okay.
This is from the mid 30s.
Is it a stove?
It is. It is a gas stove.
You could actually
Yeah.
use this possibly. I mean, if it's a gas
This
stove.
was actually used up until a year ago. What I always recommend to people, anytime you buy a vintage piece of appliances, especially when you're talking about gas, you always hire a professional to install.
Design-wise, though, this high contrast black and white
That was quite common.
simplicity. Yeah, it's
You didn't
it's
get
classic.
a lot of colors, not until you got into the 50s. I get what's called mid-century modern, which would be beginning from the 1950s.
Let's look at those chairs.
Yes.
Let's look at the
One
chairs.
of those chairs that would fit under that category is this Auckland chair.
This chair.
This is an original from the 60s.
That is
This is very, very nice. They do have
at this chair.
reproductions, but you'll find with the reproductions, the tubing is smaller,
Right.
and usually you won't get real leather.
Right. You get your pleather
Yes,
imitation.
right.
Now, I loved the label on this because it says original 1960s Auckland swing chair. Ooh,
Two chairs here. These are called butterfly chairs.
butterfly chairs. Look at this. I've seen chairs like this, but I've never seen quite. I've seen chairs like this, but I've never seen with like leather
It is leather and canvas.
and canvas.
We sell rugs from.
Oh, we definitely would want to have rugs as a search term.
Yeah, we have rugs that are like your everyday rugs,
Okay.
which would be called your area rugs.
Area rugs.
And then we have.
That's a search term.
Rugs. Like for example, this one here on the wall.
Whoa.
This one here is your French Aubusson tapestry area rug.
Is it a rug or is it a tapestry?
It is both. It is hand. This is handcrafted. It is imported. And
So is this one of a kind too, or is it a pattern? It's handcrafted?
this is handcrafted.
Wow.
It is a one of a kind.
Wow. Let's take a look at it. Oh wow! So you can actually see the. How old is this? New or is this?
No, this is old.
This is old. So this is a French
Aubusson.
Aubusson tapestry rug. Is it a tapestry or is it a rug?
These are typically imported.
The
And they are
detailing.
very expensive new if you were to go to buy one.
So this is from one of the consignment estates that you.
Yes. This
at
comes
this.
from an estate.
This is an extremely 3D design. Look at that. You get, I guess, woven rugs, hand woven rugs,
Woven
or
rugs, yes,
yeah.
handcrafted woven rugs, which usually fall under the category of Persian rugs. Or,
Oh, Persian rugs. There we are. But
Yeah.
and this is like a dining room set. It's almost like a. Some of these feels like almost like a set, like a.
They are.
And then this is linens here,
Yes, linens.
tablecloths, those kinds of things.
Tablecloths, linens, napkins.
Okay, I have a question for you. You're the perfect person. What are I call these tchotchkes. What do you call these? What is this? If you just were to give one name to this entire shelf of
Collectibles.
collectibles, these are collectibles.
Now, what these are, this is a grouping of vintage banks. And back many years ago,
Well, this might be a specialty for you.
yes, banks would give out these for people who would open up a new account. If you go online, you can find different collections of these. And
what is it? They're called Panks?
yeah, hang on a minute. I want to get the proper name.
The proper term.
Banth Rico Incorporated.
That would be a keyword. Now that's a designer name of some kind.
They did banks that are very similar to this. They did automobiles, they did architecture.
Nice, cool.
You know, historical type items like the Liberty Bell. And if you were to go online and pull them up, what was interesting about this particular company that I think is fascinating is the fact that the banks that they created were identical to the bank that was giving away the...
So they're miniatures.
Yes, they're miniatures of the buildings. And when you go online, you will see a variety of different styles of architecture. This is called trench art.
Trench art.
Trench art.
Now that is a search term. Do people look for trench art?
They do.
What is... trench warfare? No.
These are from World War One.
Okay. So it is trench warfare.
Yeah. See? This one's probably better.
Oh, there. Let's see.
These are out of shell casings.
Wow.
This is actually a
what is it?
functioning lighter.
Oh, there you go. That's what it is. That's a lighter?
That is a lighter. See, an ashtray.
Oh, wow. Right. That is pretty funny.
And this is an ashtray, and of course you have your
Wait,
matches.
these were made in trenches of World War One?
Yeah. See, these are your matches.
Where do you get trench match refills? That's the question. How do you even find square matches?
And then there's like these that would fall under that same category. And these were items that
Let's take a look at
a
what's
soldier would buy for his sweetheart. Military memorabilia.
All right.
And of course, you know, the dishes, the glassware.
Yeah, glassware and dishware. We would call these, I mean, if I'm like looking for a set of plates, I search for dishware. What do I say? What
Fine
is
china.
China? Fine china.
Fine china. We do books.
Okay.
Books and magazines.
So are these antique books or vintage books
A
or?
lot of them are vintage books. Some of them are new books, and some of them are
Some of them
books that are no longer in print.
Design and reference too.
Yeah. So, I mean, we have a variety of topics as far as the books go.
And you have some plates. Those are collectible plates.
Yeah. More of the books.
More books.
And of course, you've seen the clothing. And then, of course, we also have little girls' wedding or holiday dresses.
That's if you need to outfit a flower girl, then you need to come here.
Yeah, like beautiful, you know,
Nice.
beautiful lace dresses and that kind of thing.
Wow.
So
I mean, these are quality because people save them. I would assume.
these are actually new.
Those are brand new?
These are brand new. A lot of times
Oh, look at that.
A lot of times I do get clothing items that are new right out of the rack that still have the tags on. This is JoAnne signing off with 992 Main Street Consignments in Andrews, North Carolina.